Yo, what up? What up, y'all? Welcome to the Lyricist podcast. I'm here fucking around on my TikTok and shit. You know, you are now rocking with your man Lyricist and Spades. Spades, what's going on, homie?
Yama, what's the deal, bro?
Shit, not much, man. Chill day. This is we should have had this shit recorded and done, but we had so many fucking technical difficulties like the first go around. But it's all right, man. That's just how it goes. The weather changing here, everything starting to freeze over. Uh Yeah, so typical shit, but everything's good over here, man.
Good old Michigan.
Yeah, good old Michigan, fucking Cody, drafty, fucking bullshit. Yeah, so we got a few topics we're gonna talk about today, but I just want to rattle some shit off now. If y'all haven't watched the Coffee and Convo episode, go check that out. On Coffee and Convo, I had a big announcement, but I'm gonna share it here on the Lyricist podcast.
Hey.
We are opening up a entertainment studio. So at that entertainment studio, if you're a podcaster looking for a place to record your podcast, if you're a content creator looking for a place to record your content, or even get some ideas with your shit, and if you're a musician and you want somewhere to record your music, we will have that spot for you. And also, we're going to be segueing into some videos and films as well. So this ain't no small little project. No, this ain't no hole in the wall studio. This is it's a big deal. So once everything is done, with the reno on it, I'll have videos, maybe like a ribbon cutting and all that other shit. But yeah, we're doing this here in Michigan. This step one is Michigan, and then from here we'll see where the next studio is going to be. But yeah, doing some big shit. 2025, early 2025 too. So yeah, so we had a Lyricist podcast still. Coffee and Convo will be there. If you're looking to fall under the umbrella, you need help pushing your podcast, come and chat with us. We got you. So yeah, the goal is to just take this shit to the next level. Yeah. Yeah. So before we got on air here, my cohort was like, watch you give your energy to. And I agree. I've been doing this for a long time. I noticed most of the bum ass motherfuckers I gave my energy to, they try to use it as a way to propel themselves. And what Spade said is correct. You cannot give your energy to everybody, man, because a lot of these motherfuckers is bottom feeders. They leeches. They feed off your energy. They only hate because they ain't got a direction. And they hate the motherfucker that do have a direction. So at the end of the day, do not feed into the bottom feeders. Let them figure this shit out themselves. And the worst kinds is like the people that know you, that have known you, and they know what you about. But that was some great advice. I partake in some petty sometimes. I could be a petty motherfucker.
A little petty sometimes is good.
Yeah, because it's like it's like people underestimate. They get comfortable with doing things, and they think that they'll never get a response. I don't have to be mean. I don't have to call you out your name. I ain't got to do all that stuff just to get my point across. Because most of the time, it's like it comes down to the character of the individual. So you can just literally just say all the truths that eat away at them on the inside. And once you make it public and you put it in the air and you put it in the atmosphere, they're like, oh, I hate this guy. But he said it in such a, nice way. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes that's just the way to be. You ain't got to be nasty. You ain't got to be negative. I wish Drake would have took this approach and just left Kendrick the fuck alone. And he would never got dragged like that. You know what I'm saying? Now Drake and all of his fans are hurt. All the drizzlers. I had that one guy on TikTok trying to talk shit. You're a glazer. You're just glazing. You love Kendrick. Like, how do you know this? How do you know that to be the truth? Because I gave praise for a good album. He had a good album. So did Tyler, the Creator. I'm not even a Tyler, Creator fan. Am I glazing him too?
That's what I've been saying, dog. Tyler, the Creator, is one of them ones, bro. He's one of them ones.
It's like if you don't respect music enough to even like be able to give a rating for something without calling somebody a glazer. Like, what's the guy named Fan? Whatever the fuck. He rated Kendrick's album. He gave it he gave it a solid 9. I'm not mad at that because I tell people this. They may think I'm crazy for this. On a commercial scale, I think this goes neck and neck with Damn. The damn good album. No pun. You know, I'll say GNX on a commercial scale is neck and neck. From an artistic scale, it's a tad bit below T-Pab and Good Kid, Mad City. So I'm like, that's just my thoughts. What's your thoughts, bro?
I can agree with that because Good Kid, Mad City still to this day is getting numbers. So is Damn, though. Like either way you look at it. What was Drake's last album?
Drake's last album was For All the Dogs. I gave that shit a solid 3.5. With the Scary Hours 3, about a 7. Without Scary Hours 3, I'll tell you, man, it's
Bro,
scary.
That was some of the worst shit I've ever heard from Drake. Like that. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Kendrick is just being strategic and being an MC and keeping that shit legit, like in his creative bag. And Drake is getting his ass whooped. He's been getting his ass whooped for the last 5 months.
And the worst thing for him is that Kendrick is hotter than hell right now. He hot. Everything he touched right now is like the Drake effect. See, Drake hate to see this because Drake is the guy that everything he touches turns to gold or platinum, whatever. Everything he touched. He's not used to not being that guy. So that's why he's a little bit pissed. So that's why he's trying to file all these lawsuits and, you know, petitions and shit so he can put himself back in that position. He's like, see, you know, they sided with him over me. No, bro, it's a record label.
Yeah,
Kendrick has a distribution deal. You have a slave deal to them. So at the end of the day, they got to market both. They don't care. Like, hey, to them, may the best man win. Kendrick happened to be the best man. So what do? Go sit for a little bit. You okay? You Drake. You got billions of streams. It's going to take people a couple years to catch up to you. But we all know we know you had a bad year.
So catch 22 to that, what you just said, like he can go sit for a minute because he Drake. In battle rap, do you honestly have a chance to sit for a minute? Like, are you able to go sit for a minute during a time like this in battle rap where fans, executives, your people, everybody's expecting you to respond in some way and I'm not talking about the lawsuits or the petitions and shit like that, but from an MC standpoint, if you're in a battle rap, can you afford to sit still for a minute, even if you are said name Drake?
So the problem is that he can't afford to keep making responses. He can't afford to keep being petty because everything has been a misstep, all the way down to the his appearance on XQC's, streaming shit. I know he got a deal with Steak. I know all that stuff. I know because Steak works, hand in hand with Kick. He should have went to Aiden Ross. I still say that. I still maintain that if you're not going to go to Kai Cenat right now, you go to Aiden Ross. XQC has not been doing this stuff. He hasn't been that guy that does these elaborate like shows and interviews and stuff. All the celebrities, big celebrities, is going to Kai Cenat. Playboy Cardi went to Aiden Ross.
He doing his thing.
So it's like, I'm not trying to take a shit on the Steak deal. I just believe that, in that situation, you're Drake. You need all the positive press you can get. And I know XQC is a fellow Canadian. That's cool. Yeah, but guess what? He's no Kai Cenat. He's no Aiden Ross. Why didn't you go to academics? These are all places where you still stand a chance to control your narrative.
I don't think he got that relationship as he once did with academics.
Because academics been telling the truth.
I
He had, he
mean,
had he a hardcore Drake fan and stuff, but like at the end of the day, it's like he has been like, yeah,
and
well,
didn't
Drake,
he lose a $600 million deal because of that?
hey, this whole money is being lost across the board, and that's why, and people don't understand. I'm like, Drake is losing money because of this stuff. Now people say, well, he's filing a lawsuit because, or he's doing a petition because he wants to prove that the record label paid Spotify and all these other places to make Not Like Us hot. Not true. But even if they did, they paid for your shit too. Why is it that it was okay for you to do that shit with Scorpion? Scorpion was everywhere on Spotify, even gospel playlists with God's plan. It didn't belong there. So
No,
how do you think it got there, bro? Marketing dollars. So people sued Spotify because of that stuff. Marketing dollars is what controlled the posts on that shit. So with those marketing dollars, they got to market all their artists, you know. And it's like you can't tell people how to spend their money. Now, I'm not saying that it's okay if they pull some payola or racketeering bullshit. Okay, I'm not saying that, but that's what he's trying to say with the petition, that he needs proof of where the marketing dollars went so he can prove Rico. Like, you think they're gonna just give you information to incriminate them? This is a multi-billion-dollar company, if not slightly more. You think they're gonna play that game with your ass? Bro, you better get real, motherfucker. You better get smart.
yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Like, keep it what it is. It's a rap battle. It's Drake versus Kendrick, Kendrick versus Drake. It's only one side. There's being a hole about it because he don't like what's being said. Then you
Yeah,
need to write some shit or get somebody else like normal to write some shit and figure out how you can start hitting back in an
yeah.
MC way. Because
Take that break first, though. Take a break, bro. Take a seat,
and
man.
that's the thing that's got me like, I don't think in this instance, even if it was a break, like I don't think he could afford to take one at this point because he all in now. He done did petitions, lawsuits, and all type of shit. So what's the point of fucking sitting back now? You might as well continue to do what you're doing and try to put some fucking some pen to pad and come out with some shit that can overtake the airways or at least battle back and forth. You 7 songs in and getting your ass whooped.
And that's the bad part, is that he's released music since everything has happened and nothing stuck. They may have been good songs. I mean, Circadian Rhythm and No Face. Yeah, they may be good songs, but they're not songs that's doing Drake numbers. You know, it's not affecting Kendrick at all. If anything, is actually still helping Kendrick, especially when he's making jumps to like making jumps of 440% on Spotify with streams. A
And that's
plus
not even
400.
including Apple Music or none of
That
that shit. That's not even including that.
exactly. And it's like, how are you going to prove this stuff? Like they use bots and everything else to push Kendrick ahead of you. You just mad because you're not the favorite at the moment. They're forced to do business because you got your ass kicked. You went from being a sure thing to being
And we talking about artists that got the Super Bowl this year. As much as people may hate it, only people that get the Super Bowl or those type of events are people that's hot and that they can guarantee. guarantee views, money, and audience. Like
Yeah,
that's guaranteed for people like that. Kendrick is one of those people in the last year or so that's pretty marketable,
yeah.
especially going against a heavyweight like Drake. They both heavyweights, they both legends. Cool. However y'all want to say that.
Mm-hmm.
But at what point do we begin to weigh the scales and say, hey, they didn't choose Lil Wayne for a reason?
Yeah, he sucks.
They didn't choose Drake or anybody else. Who did they choose last year? They chose uh,
I forgot.
Dr. Dre
That wasn't
and
last year though. That was the year before last.
or was that the year before last? Who was the
Yeah,
last year then?
last year. I can't recall who it was last year.
My point exactly. But you can remember the one before that when they had
Uh,
Dre and 50 and all them, right? That's West Coast. So they doubling back now, 2 years later
it was
with another.
Rihanna. Yep, it was Rihanna.
Okay. So that's still a win. That's still a win.
That was still a dub.
That's
So,
still a win. But 2 years later, you're going back to another West Coast artist
mhm.
who happens to be Kendrick Lamar, who's in a beef with Drake. And
This is
within
his
the
second
past,
Super Bowl though, which is crazy. Which is crazy.
money, numbers, and audience don't lie. Right? That's what everybody say. That's the main things that you cannot deny. He's putting the asses in seats, television wise, streaming wise, and in real time. So why not? I don't think Drake can afford to sit down.
No, I mean it's like this. It's like but he put himself in that position too. Kendrick can go away. Kendrick can go away for a year or three, still come back to the same fan base because they know Kendrick. The problem with Drake is that he's been putting out music every year, every year, every year. So with that behavior, you only conditioned your fans to have the shortest amount of patience for your breaks. But you're not even taking a break now. You go out to Australia. So now you're back on the road, touring and shit. And we already know why he's on tour. That deal. I think it's the deal that's pushing him to stay on tour. But some of these delusional fans, Drake is the hardest working artist in the game. No, no. He's paid. Yeah, he's made a lot of money. He made a lot of money. But the thing is, he needs to make a lot more money for the deal with UMG to make sense. Right now, they're losing money because he lost the battle.
Mm.
It doesn't matter how much he tries to spend that shit. I tell you, man, these these artists have to learn how to condition themselves for you know, no, condition their fans for breaks, especially like when they need them, because it's like, dude, now you can't even go on break. Not now you can't even vacation like you want to because you got this monkey on your back. Go
So
ahead.
here's a question for you, as a person that's in the industry,
Mm-hmm.
that's been in the industry for a while, and that's MC, and you know, both hand in hand. Do you think, as an artist, being able to take a necessary break, however long that may be, is necessary, or is there certain situations where you need to go ahead and step back and recalibrate?
But in this situation, he's being forced to step back and recalibrate because his team has not been able to get it right. His PR team, him as an individual, the label, after this whole ordeal, he needs to take it. He needs to pause everything and like reset, step away from this stuff a little bit because he's entrenched in it. He's in the trenches. He needs to get out of the trenches. That's the healthiest thing for him to do right now. is get the fuck out of the trenches, because there's no good outcome from staying in it like this, and because everything is bad. XQC stream, the petitions, lawsuits, or the perception of lawsuits already lost to Kendrick. You know, him cutting his braids looks bad because you think about the line that Kendrick said, what is it, the braids? You know, it's like, bro, he cut the braids. He said, you got shit twisted. What is the braids? You know, the fact that he cut his hair and shit, it just seemed like a lot of the stuff, the movement is just not, it's not good movement. There has been nothing working for him. That he released all that stuff, the 100 gigs and plus, you know, and nothing sticking. So that shows me that it's time to take a step back, give the fans a moment to breathe, and get over the loss. Get over the fact that, you know, this has been a bad year for you. You're Drake. You're the guy, right? Taking 6 months off shouldn't hurt you. Taking a year off shouldn't hurt you. Drop one song every so often so they can know you got a pulse. Just do features. Help launch the talent that's on your label. Take a step back to focus on growing other people's careers, and then inject yourself back into the shit. Jay-Z stuff, you know, when Jay-Z got ethered, Jay-Z took a step back for a moment, recalibrated, got back at it, went back out on tour, hopped on his features, and focused on the business aspect of his career, where people was able to kind of, yeah, he lost that battle, but man, oh man, that Def Jam move was dope. Becoming the president of Def Jam was dope. He took their minds off of it with his next move. His next move was the best move. I don't think Drake got one, because all of his next moves should have been his best move, and it didn't work. So yeah, time to take a break.
Yeah, agreed on that one. It ain't like he ain't dropped some hot shit. He just need to hibernate for a little bit.
It's necessary. Yep, it's necessary. You know, it, like in that situation, man, that's what I would do. But I ain't Drake. I ain't never lost a battle. I ain't never lost a battle.
Yama.
I ain't had no clear. I ain't had no fucking, like, you know, close calls and those shit like that. Like, hey, bro, you seen the shit that I've been in, bro. See, the thing is, I was always willing to take it a step further than the next person. I was willing to, you know, stay in the trenches, get dirty, you know, because that's the thing about like diss records, right? Is that people think that is rules. Nowadays they do. I don't. The moment you decided to mention that man's wife in any form, that means you're ready to get socked in the mouth. The moment you mention that man's kids in any form, that means that you're ready to get socked in the mouth. See, and that's the problem, is that everybody, oh, well, you know, he's calling him a pedophile. So motherfucking what? The problem here is that y'all decided y'all wanted to research everything. He said that he had a child. Where's she at? He said that he beat his wife. Where's the documentation? See, y'all want proof of everything. Y'all forgot how rap battles really work. We ain't research everything. If it happened to be the truth, it was right there. Everybody was saying 50 Cent was a snitch for the longest because one man said it. You know how long it took for everybody to just go and research that shit?
Yeah, that was a time.
It's like they wasn't really so so the person that made the claimed that he had the documentation, right? So he was forced to put the documentation out. Drake, if you got the claim and you got the documentation, put it out. Now, unfortunately for you, we seen your behavior with the younger girls. The 17-year-old that you was calling thick and kissing on and shit. We seen that. There was a video of it for one of your shows. We seen it. So it's kind of hard to debunk that. Yeah, maybe that the whole thing with the child thing didn't, it didn't come out. Maybe that was embellished, but everybody can think about everything else that Kendrick said and how it played out. Euphoria at this present moment is aging like fine wine. Everything that he said in Euphoria.
Yeah.
You spiraling, bro.
Yeah.
You spiraling like crazy, man. You got the look of a person that lost. So go back to the motherfucking gym, bro. It's like, and why haven't you learned from taking jabs or mentioning somebody's significant other? You didn't learn from Pusha T, bro. Pusha T was not Meek Mill, okay? And I really think Meek, I really think Meek fell back because of the whole thing with Nicki, because he was still with Nicki then.
Yeah. That was probably a conversation for sure. Because I'm a Meek fan.
Yeah.
I'm a Meek fan. So it was probably a conversation during that time, but hey, he took him 10, he lost. But Aubrey, Pusha T wasn't one of them.
Yeah, Pusha T wasn't one of them. He found
Neither
out
is Kendrick.
Kendrick wasn't one of them. It's like he's like, bro, it's like all that year, like all these years of posturing, all these years of posturing and making it seem like you was the guy to be afraid of. Like, bro, nobody was moved by you. Hip hop is spitting you out right now because for so long you've been a questionable individual. So that's why everybody's just, oh man, oh Christ, Drake. Even the fans is like, oh man. I've seen the delusional ones. They're scratching, man. They're scratching for everything. It was this one dude. He was trying to make it seem like Drake was some Dr. Doom level, genius. Nah, he purposely gave Kendrick all that information so he could set UMG up. So he can get that payday if he's able to prove racketeering. Bro, if Drake had that much foresight, he would have never ever kissed that little 17-year-old girl. If Drake had that much foresight, he would have never been, texting Millie Bobby Brown. If Drake had that much foresight, Baca would be nowhere to be found right now. If Drake had that much foresight, he would have never dropped Tailor Made. So I can keep going for days. Drake has lacked foresight for most of his career. If he had foresight, he would have not let the control verse bother him that much. He was the only one that was really bothered by it. Nobody else was. Yeah, they got on their stuff. Some responded, some didn't. Message was delivered by Kendrick, to the other rappers. Some responded, some didn't. But it made them respond though. It made people rap. And now what's the overall goal? Like, look, man, this cool, everybody being cool shit is getting weird. So, let's fall back. Let's go back to being competitive.
There's definitely a sense of non-competitiveness right now. So it was good. It's good for the hip hop culture though to have this, but keep it hip hop. Like you can't flip flop when it's battle time. If you're gonna commit to it, just commit to it and take whatever come with it. And
Mm-hmm.
it can't be two sides where you want to try to prove something in court, but you also want to be gangster on the record. You got to keep that shit MC. You got to keep it hip hop.
Yeah, yeah, 100%, 100%. You have to keep it hip hop to the point to where it is like whatever comes your way, you gotta embrace it, man. Only the toughest people have been leaders in hip hop. Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, Eminem, Nas, 50 Cent, Melly Mel, Kumo D, Rakim. You know what they all got in common? They can defend themselves. They can defend themselves. They're not victims. You know what I mean? So it's like people cry and complain because they say things and people respond and then they're hurt by the response.
Can't cry wolf, man, and then actually cry. Like,
You can't
if
throw
it's that shit, you got to be able to take it 100%. It ain't no in between on that shit. You brave enough and bad enough to step your ass out there and push some shit and say some shit. You better be brave enough and bad enough to stand behind that shit when whatever comes. Because the law of motherfucking science is for every action, there's a motherfucking reaction. So
hey, look, hey, I'm laughing at one of the reactions right now. Hey, can y'all read that? Can y'all read that? That was me having a response to somebody being a bully on the internet, right? And they decided that they wanted to take down my video because I responded. And the way I responded was so respectful. But the fact is that they couldn't handle the response, so they had to, you know, uh, get called TikTok and ask for a harassment and bullying ban on one of my videos, of which I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have it restored. I'm not worried about it, but that's what I'm saying. If they can build an entire career on bashing and disrespecting someone, and when someone responds, then they're hurt. So why even jump into the arena? That's what I'm saying. Why jump into the arena? The Drakes of the world would jump into the arena, and if it doesn't work out in their favor, they're crying about it. They're crying about it. He's harassing me. He's a bully. You guys are gonna let him call me that in public? Yeah, because we're marketing both of you guys, and we like how much money we're making from you guys being in this beef. I can't believe you guys. You guys, I've made you billions of dollars. Wah. Man, I tell you. So yeah, man, it's just like don't get into the arena if you don't want to box. You know what I'm saying? And that is the bad part about content creators. That's the bad part about artists like Drake, is that if they're not in the number one spot, they feel as if they should stump their feet and pout about the shit. You're not supposed to stump your feet and pout about it. Have some dignity. Walk away, bro. Walk away, take a break, do whatever the fuck you need to do in that moment. Just don't be that guy. Kendrick album debuted at number one, and also you know, it did 319,000 equivalent album units. So that's becoming his sixth number one album.
mm,
And yeah, it's like he's a freight train right now, man. I just think Drake should get out of the way. Get out of the way. You can't beat him. There ain't no room for you to join him. He wants nothing to do with you.
go relax, bro. Go cook up in the lab and bring back some hot shit.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, and that's the worst part about it is that you behave in such a manner that you know people can't feel sorry for you. You've been talking shit for years. You've been throwing subs for years. Now, when it was time to be direct, you couldn't handle the actual directness. Now you go want to do the run and tell that bullshit. It's just sad. It's just sad to see him go out like this. But I'll be lying if I say I didn't expect it.
Nah, I'm pretty sure he'll bounce back, but like you said, he's gonna have to take a break.
Yeah, it's necessary at this point. Yeah, it's definitely necessary at this point. So I want to see if I can play this video. We've been having some connection issues, um, but I want to talk about what LL Cool J said. He declared himself the most important person that ever existed in hip hop. So pretty much he's saying a lot of the things that happened in hip hop, he was the first to do it, from wearing the gold and the diamonds and making the love songs for the ladies and everything else. He said that he was the first to actually do those things. That people and even like the way that he structured his deal and his importance to Def Jam and making Def Jam what it was, all the way down to his contributions with Fubu. Do you think that he got a point with that? That when people wake up, they're going to realize how important LL Cool J was?
Yeah, I think it's like 5 to 6 people that was really like instrumental to hip hop being what it is today. And I feel like he has the room to talk like he's talking, because I can't think of another artist before LL Cool J doing stuff like that other than Will Smith.
Yeah,
and he don't get his flowers like he should as far as hip hop goes. But yeah, I definitely feel like LL got a point and a factual one too.
right. All right, I'm gonna play this video. Watched it through Complex.
I'm gonna say this with humbly, but I really mean this. I think one day people are gonna wake up and realize that LL Cool J is the most important rapper that ever existed. I truly believe one day people are gonna say that. They're gonna say, yo, they're gonna look and they're gonna say, wow. When it comes to the jewelry, this is the guy who introduced all the diamond and the ice and the champagne. They're gonna say when it comes to the love songs, this is the guy who introduces the love songs and all the love shit. When it comes to the bad boy vibe, they're going to realize, oh, this is the guy who introduced all the rebellious bad boy vibes before it was done. When it comes to the GOAT terminology, they're going to say, yo, this is the guy who came up with the GOAT stuff. They're going to say, when it comes to Def Jam, wow, this is the first artist that was on Def Jam. They're going to say, well, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to the solo artist, they're going to say, wow, this is the first solo artist to take it all the way around the world. Like, I mean, I could go on and on and on. They're going to say, yo, when it comes to the FUBU, yo, this guy introduced the whole idea of putting clothing lines. Even before that, he did True. When they say, oh, when it comes to endorsements, oh, this is the guy who did the Kango and made the Kango popular before people even did that. When they talk about television, they're going to say, oh, this is the guy who did the credible stuff on TV and at the same time was still making credible records and wasn't just doing TV and using rap as a launchpad. When it comes to business, they're going to say, wow, like I could go on and on and on and on and on. Yeah. So it's like, I feel like that's why in a lot of ways, it's hard for me to get into the movie thing, honestly, sincerely, and I mean this sincerely. And it's like, that's why it's not really that interesting for me, because I'm doing so much and I've done so much for the culture that it's almost like it's unfathomable. I mean, Run DMC wasn't even on Def Jam, bro.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Biggie made Going Back to Cali because, I made the song first.
Yeah.
Hey, it's kind of hard to argue his points. It's really, really hard. It's like you have to be some type of hater. Now I read some of the comments where, some of the people were like, "Oh yeah, get over it, Unc," and your time is up and all that other shit. But I'm like, can y'all name somebody from y'all generation that will have that type of longevity? Do your generation have a legend like that. Don't say Drake. Don't say Kendrick. Don't say J. Cole, because that's still our generation. That's still our shit. Who do y'all have? Maybe NBA Youngboy, if he can stay out of his own way.
That's the biggest.
What you gonna say? Playboy Cardi? Yeet? So y'all can't say Travis Scott either, because that's also from my generation.
Nope.
So I could do this all day. I'm looking at a generation of hip hop that does not have any legends. Juice WRLD is gone. XXX is gone. Mac Miller is gone. Pop Smoke is gone.
Damn.
What other legends do y'all have? Y'all don't respect Denzel Curry like that. Y'all don't fuck with Joyner Lucas like that. Y'all disrespect Russ and Logic. Oh, sorry. A couple of those guys are still from my generation. But yeah, like, who do you guys got? That's what I'm saying. It's like to disrespect the legend and not have one of your own. That's weird energy. That's weird energy, man. I tell you. What's your thought, Space?
I don't see anywhere where he was not being a factual. I mean, the only other person that I would argue or even try to have an argument with, if that was the case, would be, Will Smith.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, a lot of them people don't get the credit that they deserve. And LL Cool J definitely need to be in the GOAT talk, because he did a lot.
Y'all see that? Y'all see that? We call that a W. We call that a W.
Content restored.
Content restored. Even though that they were being babies. Content restored. We're all content creators, guys. We are, even the podcast, we're all content creators. We say things that people don't want to hear at times. Yes, you may want to, complain about it and everything else, but it is absolutely freedom of speech. As you said before, if you have a story, share it. Share it, my friend.
Yeah, ma.
Or shut up.
Dog.
Woo! Hey, y'all, that's the end of the pod. Ain't nothing else to talk about. Space, anything else you want to add before we get the fuck out of here, man? That was beautiful.
We are out of here. Until next time.
Until next time, people. Catch you then. Peace.